we are with Mrs. Prerna Ajmani. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ma'am, to start the interview, can you share your educational background and qualification with our viewers?
Sure. So basically, I am assistant professor in Vivekananda Institute of Professional Studies, and I have done my dual masters. One is MTech from Delhi College of Engineering, and another is MCA from MD University, Rohtak. And then in graduation, I have done BSc Physics Honors from Delhi University, and I'm pursuing my PhD. Presently, I am enrolled with Gautam Buddha University for pursuing my PhD.
Ma'am, as you told us that you are pursuing your PhD along with job, what are the difficulties that you are currently facing?
Okay. See, PhD needs your dedicated time, and even your job needs your dedicated time. So basically, to manage that time is the biggest thing, biggest hurdle one person faces while pursuing a PhD along with a job. But because for the research, you need to be very dedicated, and if you want to do a good research, then you should spend quality time in it. So basically, balance between everything is quite difficult when you are doing a PhD with a job.
Ma'am, when you decided to do the PhD, what was the thought process in your mind?
Okay, so when I actually enrolled because I wanted to do a research and I wanted to make a difference and I want to give my contribution towards the research. So my thought in my thought process there were a lot of things. Number one, that I have to do a research. I have to learn. I wanted to learn something new, something good. Then I wanted to contribute to society as well, and I want to contribute in the terms that if I will learn, I will pass it on to my students. Then another factor is definitely you will get a growth in your career.
Ma'am, how much time is left for your PhD to be completed?
See, we cannot measure or estimate the time, but still, if I say, if I look to it, then I think approximately 2 3 years more.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I asked the question because when people decide that they have to do PhD, it is actually termed as a 3 year course, or we can say 3 year degree. But most of the people say that they take 5 to 6 years in completing the PhD. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do agree because research, when you start with a research, it's not a degree, it's not a kind of a graduation degree or a master degree that has a stipulated time. But if you start a research, it depends on what kind of research you're doing, how much parameters you're covering, how speedily you're covering it, and how much time you're devoting to it. So that is why it takes longer because there is no stipulated thing into it, there is no defined course. You have to move on in your area, and then when you move on in your area, then only you need to solve the problems. So when you need to solve the problems, then it depends how much time it takes to you to solve that things.
Ma'am, would you like to share some of your research or project work with our viewers that you are currently doing?
Okay, so basically, I am doing in ad-hoc networks. So ad-hoc networks are very, very useful right now because everything is wireless. In this era, we are examining even the human will become a wireless medium for transmitting wireless data. So ad-hoc network is basically for some time, some period of time. It is not a proper network, so there are a lot of challenges, and a doc network is made to transfer the information between the objects which are connected together for a temporary period of time. So this is what my research area is, ad-hoc networks. Now, in this area, there is a lot of scope in the coming era, and definitely it will be useful to the society, and maybe I would be able to contribute to the society by developing some good algorithm so that I can share with my fellows, my researcher fellows, my students, and we can enhance it more.
Ma'am, is it common for PhD students to be ignored by their advisors?
I don't think so. They are ignored by the advisor, but advisors are similarly. You understand that advisors also have a lot of pressure, and they are also involved in so many projects, so many research areas. So they are basically ignored. The researchers are not ignored. Yes, advisors are short of time, so researchers don't get much of their time. So sometimes the researchers feel that we are being ignored by our advisor, but actually they are not ignored. Advisors are there to help you, but they have limited time. So one need to understand that.
Ma'am, are there any challenges that PhD pursuing students face in the particular field you are pursuing your PhD?
Yes, there are so many challenges when students start the PhD. There are so many challenges. First, you need to define your area. That is the biggest challenge. In that area, a particular research problem should be there. So you must be thorough with your research problem. Then, as you move on, then the research problem, when you are trying to solve that research problem, so many things come into the picture which you have not even thought of while you are deciding your research problem, because when you practically started executing it, then it takes a lot of efforts. So these are some of the problems. Then you should get your everything printed, is again a time consuming task. Then you must justify your research work. That is again a time consuming task. Basically time taken is more as what is expected. And research work, quality research work is difficult. It should be I mean, you should be quite dedicated while doing a quality research work.
Ma'am, are there any particular plans you wish to do after completing your PhD?
I've not even thought of it right now, but still, I really want to pursue in this area only, which I've decided for my PhD. So maybe I can do some projects and I can pass this information to my students, and I can do some projects with them. I can do projects with the research fellow or with my advisor after completing my PhD.
Ma'am, as you are working in a prestigious institute, how can a student become a professor at a top tier university?
Okay, for that you need to have a research aptitude. You need to have a teaching aptitude. Okay, both I would say first is teaching aptitude, then the research aptitude. You must be able to make connection with the students. Okay, and you should be thorough in your subjects. You should be thorough. You should be confident. Not only the bookish study will go into that. You have to put a lot of effort when you are coming for the class. You must take a responsibility that you have to pass a good information to the students, because it is very important that what you are teaching to a student is getting into their mind. So for to be a part of a good university or prestigious university, they always keep on checking that what are you doing, how you are presenting to your students, because quality is being ensured again and again. Quality is being ensured, and student has a right to get a quality education. So teacher must be dedicated enough to pass the quality education, and not just the bookish but also the current trends should be passed to the students.
Ma'am, as we know that PhD pursuing people have to publish a lot of papers. So, according to you, is there a minimum number of papers that a person should publish?
That is a criteria defined from by the universities. Every university has a different criteria, so I would not be able to give you a proper number into it, because every university has different norm sets, different criteria for it. And the more you publish, the more your work will be acknowledged. So basically, one should, while doing a PhD, one should focus on publishing articles, publishing research papers, so that they get more acknowledged and they learn a lot while they publish their papers.
Ma'am, as the technology is advancing, LinkedIn, Blogspot, lots of platforms are there where you can share your research work. Do you think, according to 20, 25 years back, now it is much easier to share your research
Yes, I do
with
agree
the
that
world?
Yes, I do agree that now it is easy to share, and now you get more information over the internet. Earlier, the researchers, those who are pursuing, obviously they need to have some information. They need to have some information bank, making as a as a sample and then pursuing it. Now it is easy to make that bank, and now it is easy to share your work also. Definitely, it has been improved over the years.
Ma'am, last question for today. A lot of people are thinking to pursue PhD from European countries or American countries because they pay a hefty amount. Do you think it is good to do PhD from India where they pay so less?
It depends on your passion, and it depends on person to person. Like a lot of people pursue PhD from abroad because they wanted to settle there. So if you have no aim of settling outside, so you can do it from India also. We have premium institutes in India as well. So you can do it from IIT, then IIM, and then there are so many institutes, NIITs, and so many other institutes which are prestigious enough and which can give you a lot of research environment as you get in the foreign university.
Ma'am, to conclude the interview, would you like to give some information to the people who want to pursue the PhD?
Okay, so I would say that please pursue PhD if you are passionate about the research. If you really want to make a difference, then pursue PhD. Don't be in any pressure, because if you would be in pressure and you do a PhD, then it will be a wrong decision for you. For the next coming 5 6 years, you will not be able to cope up with that 5 6 years. So be passionate about it if you really want to do a PhD, if you really want to do a research. And I wish all the best to all the people or all the students who wish to pursue the PhD, who wish to contribute to the research, want to learn more. So I give a lot of good wishes to them, and all the best for their decisions.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for being in the interview. I hope all our viewers will get much information and will clear some doubts.
Thank you, Nakul. Thank you so much. Okay, bye.